Today is Wednesday, November 12th, 2014. I'm Lieutenant Kate Rooney, and you're watching this week's edition of Hospital Hotspot, our bi-weekly news program that brings you the latest news, events, and features from USNH Naples. Yesterday was Veterans Day, so I want to take a moment to thank all our military members, past and present, for their personal sacrifices and service to our nation. Joining me this morning is our production assistant, HM3 Apollo Silva.
Thank you, Lieutenant Rooney. Later in the program, we have Lieutenant Coker and HM1 Crocker here with us to discuss the 2014-2015 influenza season. But first, let's bring you in the news and on the calendar.
In honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month, USNH Naples held a breast cancer awareness ceremony and cake cutting on October 30th. The First Class Petty Officers Association offered those affected by breast cancer an opportunity to honor their loved ones in USNH Naples' first ever breast cancer awareness quilt. Members of Quilting Around the World Naples donated their time and talent to make the beautiful quilt. Last week, USNH Naples celebrated Respiratory Therapists and Perioperative Nurses Week. Respiratory therapists are an important part of your healthcare team because they assist our nurse anesthetists and anesthesiologists in surgery and also administer pulmonary function tests. Perioperative nurses are a vital component in the Navy healthcare team because they provide continuity of care to our patients throughout the operative process. The Directorate of Surgical Services hosted a potluck on Thursday, November 6th in their honor. Naval Hospital Naples is always ready to meet the mission requirements of our operational forces. Last week, we celebrated the return of our shipmate, HM2 Shelley Moody, from his 6-month deployment to Longstuhl Regional Medical Center in Germany. HM2 Shelley Moody's services were instrumental in caring for the wounded warriors returning from theater, and his efforts were greatly appreciated by the Longstuhl Hospital staff. That's all for this week's In the News. Now let's go to HM3 Silva for On the Calendar.
In honor of Veterans Day, the U.S. Naval Hospital Naples Dental Clinic has set aside Thursday, November 13th for military retiree dental exams and cleanings. As there are only a limited number of appointments available, this service is restricted to U.S. military retirees only. This is a special opportunity as retirees are normally seen on a space available only basis. To schedule an appointment, please contact the dental clinic. On Thursday, November 13th, the First Class Petty Officers Association will be sponsoring the Veterans Appreciation Dinner at USNH Naples La Cucina Galley at 1700. The dinner is a wonderful opportunity to recognize and remember those who have served in the military and will include a prisoner of war ceremony. For questions, please contact HM1 Sherwin Barbrand at 629-6462. November is Diabetes Awareness Month, and USNH Naples Health Promotions will be hosting an information session on diabetes prevention on Tuesday, November 18th at 1500 in the Health Promotions Conference Room on the first floor of the hospital. During the session, participants will learn about the risk factors associated with diabetes, the symptoms, how to be screened, and how to significantly cut the list of developing type 2 diabetes. To register for the class or for more information, call DSN 629-6445 or COM 081-811-6445. That's all for this week's On the Calendar. Now let's go to Lieutenant Rooney with our special guests.
Thank you, HM3 Silva. Here with me this morning, we have two experts on influenza. HM1 Crocker and Lieutenant Coker are here with us from the Preventative Medicine Department. Ladies, thank you for joining us this morning. Let's first just start by talking a little bit about what influenza is.
Okay, so influenza is a highly contagious virus. 5 to 20% of people every year contract this. It can be deadly. Many people have died from this and also been hospitalized. So it's really important to get vaccinated and also wash your hands.
Wonderful. So I know one of the most popular misconceptions during the winter months is being confused about whether we have influenza, thinking that we have the common cold versus influenza. It sounds like influenza is a lot more serious and has more complications.
Yes, ma'am. Influenza is a lot more serious than the common cold. Some symptoms are elevated fever with rapid onset, congestion. Children can get nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and it can lead to pneumonia.
All right. So who's at most risk to have these serious complications? Not everybody, right? Some people are at risk more than others?
Correct. So the younger generation, obviously, the elderly, especially anyone who's immunocompromised.
So who might that be?
So anyone, maybe...
If you have like chronic disease states?
Yeah,
like
so asthma,
okay.
Heart issues, things of that nature.
Long-term steroids.
All right. So how can we prevent this illness then? And what can I do as a healthy adult to help prevent those in the community who have a young child at home from getting it or an elderly parent living with them? What can we do to help protect those people?
So obviously we want to build that herd immunity. So that is really important in this case because getting vaccinated is going to help prevent the spread of influenza from happening. So you definitely want to get the vaccine yourself even though you are healthy because that protects yourself, your family, and your community. So that's going to help everybody all the way around.
Perfect. And you mentioned hand washing.
Yes.
And after this segment, we're going to do a little demonstration of proper hand washing because a lot of people make mistakes with that, and then it's not as effective. But back to influenza, how can I get vaccinated to help protect the community and myself from this disease?
You can walk into the hospital, the immunizations clinic on the first floor. Walk in, no appointment.
No
needed.
appointment. Wonderful.
And we're also going to be at the Next today and tomorrow from 1500 until 1800.
Perfect. And is that open to children? Everybody can get
It's open to
vaccinated
the
at
public.
Next?
Yes.
Perfect.
And also at Capo Active Duty, you can just walk in and receive the vaccine there.
Awesome. Well, thank you both for being with us today.
Thank you.
You heard them. If you haven't received your influenza vaccine, please come to the Next, where they'll be providing influenza vaccine today and tomorrow. Proper hand washing is the most important way to prevent the spread of influenza. Begin by wetting your hands with clean running water, warm or cold, and apply soap. Lather your hands by rubbing them together with the soap. Be sure to lather the backs of your hands, between your fingers, and under your nails, as these are easy to miss places. Scrub your hands for at least 20 seconds. If you need a timer, hum the happy birthday song or the ABCs from beginning to end twice. Rinse your hands well under clean running water. And finally, dry your hands using a clean towel or let them air dry. Washing hands with soap and water is the best way to reduce the number of microbes on them in most situations. If soap and water are not available, use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer that contains at least 60% alcohol. Alcohol-based hand sanitizers can quickly reduce the number of germs on hands in most situations. To use a hand sanitizer, apply the product to the palm of your hand. Rub your hands together. Rub the product all over the surfaces of your hands and fingers until your hands are dry. Today on Hospital Hotspot, we want to send a special congratulations to our Sailors of the Year. The competition was very close, and all the candidates are excellent sailors. Blue Jacket of the Year went to HM Francis Saldana. Junior Sailor of the Year went to HM3 Apollo Silva. Sailor of the Year to HM2 David Morales Alarcon. And Senior Sailor of the Year went to HM1 Andre Patterson. HM1 Patterson will be competing for the Navy Medicine East Sailor of the Year in 2 weeks, and if he wins there, he will then have the opportunity to compete for BUMED Sailor of the Year. Again, congratulations to the nominees and selectees, and best of luck to HM1 Patterson. That's all for us today on Hospital Hotspot. Remember, you can always keep up with USNH Naples by following us on Facebook. We'll be back after Thanksgiving with our next edition. Until then, for USNH Naples Public Affairs Office, I'm Lieutenant Kate Rooney.
And I am HM3 Apollo Silva, and will continue to lead the change to better health.